coming. Tighten your seatbelt as we take you on this smooth ride. Let's go! It's the morning drive on 103.5 Ebona DFM, keeping your morning engaging as we take you through the smoothest ride on radio from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Be informed. Let's interact only on the morning drive. Make it a date with Martin Efanshuku, aka Meta,
and Christy, FG N1tn, aka Classy.
From Monday to Friday, from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on the morning drive. 103.5 FM. Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Today, the 23rd day of February 2024. Today is Friday and the time is 2 minutes past the hour of 7. It's time for newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news, making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that the complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that a complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news, making the headlines on The Guardian, Leadership, Vanguard, Punch, Daily Post, Sun, The Nation. This day, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at Nigerian Tribune newspapers. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-9666-1035. You can as well join us on Facebook as we're live at Ebonade 103.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of the live video. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Fresh worries for Naira as FAAC shares 1.149 trillion Naira to federal government, states, local government areas. Take steps to avert planned protests. Afenifere tells Tinubu Labour, others. Kanu Foundation partner on capacity building for media practitioners. Ganduje tax security agencies on killers of APC spokesman. Killing of bandits, kingpin, others in ambush excites Kanu government. Eulogies. Eulogies pour from ex-speakers as reps hold validatory session for NABA. EMA cautions against flood as FCT experience first rain. Soldiers fire at hoodlums hijacking food truck during Niger protests. Senate reps pass Southeast Development Commission bill. Group raises alarm over militants. Plot to sabotage pipeline contract. Rivers PDP shies Akpabio for meddling in internal crisis. Human Rights Writers Association cautions Enugu governor on setting up Ruga. Babangida, Asiodu, Onovo, Odogwu, others made Asaba's reign impactful. Anambra, Lagos forge partnership to advance ICT growth. Mining, a big disaster, security threat to communities. Crisis displaced 10 million children globally. Federal government launches space accelerator program. Controversial service extension bill fails at Senate. Senate confirms Cardoso as CBN's MPC share. Release spending on aborted 2023 census. Court orders MPC. Furrow over Tinubu's 30 billion naira to governors. Strike. Hold governors responsible for hardship. Group tells NLC. Court hears a motion over alleged suicide case April 30th. Police raid black spots in FCT, arrest 307 suspects, arraign 165 for misdemeanors. Police raid black spots in FCT, arrest 307 suspects, arraign 165 for misdemeanors. Army arrests 900 people who have no proof of residence in Delta. 2 died, 15 rescued in Lagos boat mishap. Dead fishes at shoreline stop concern in rivers communities. Unnecessary bureaucracy will not be tolerated. Tinubu mandates KPI reports. FAAC shares 1.149 trillion naira with taking this. We are doing our best to mitigate hardship facing masses. Makinde. We are doing our best to mitigate hardship facing masses. Makinde. Valentine's Day tragedy. Police parade man who allegedly macheted lover. Gombe. Government uncovers 523 ghost workers. Saves 1.5 billion naira. Federal government paid monthly 25,000 naira to 3 million households to roll out buses. Minister. Nigeria to ban cooking gas export to crash price. Minister. Lagos State intervenes to ease cost of living crisis. Air Peace to introduce special student affairs in London route. Umahi commends Tinubu's tireless efforts in tackling Nigeria's challenges. Sanwo-Olu launches Mama Put 6 other measures to ease hardship. Zamfara governor lead the PDP electoral committee as Iguadalo wins Edo governorship primary. Binance claims website issues as Nigeria blocks crypto exchanges. Makinde disputes Akpabio's claim of 30 billion naira for food crisis, urges leaders to address real issues. Philip Shaibu wins Edo PDP parallel governorship primary election. FRN versus Ali Bello and Ano. Co-defendant Dadu tackles EFCC on competence of amended charge. Lagos Civil Service to begin hybrid work mode. Federal government urges cement manufacturers to keep prices stable. FCT insecurity. Police raid black spots. Arrest 307 at border communities. Nigeria police lifts ban on car tinted glass. Imposes strict permit. Massive leak shows Chinese firm hacked foreign government's activities. Analyst. Massive leak shows Chinese firm hacked foreign government activists. Analysts. FCT, we've taken this. TUC pulls out of LLC 2-day nationwide strike. Ayedatiwa declares public holiday as Akeredoro's funeral rites begin in Ondo. Food prices spike in Benue as inflation buys harder. That's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Guardian newspaper, or flip over to Leadership newspaper. ICPC blames current economic challenges on corruption. JOHESU urges Tinubu to reconstitute Federal Health Institutions Board. Federal government, Access Bank partner to empower 4 million MSMEs, create 384,000 jobs. Governors to Akpabio. A federal government didn't give states 30 billion naira each for food security. Lassa fever. Kaduna confirms 4 deaths. 350 youths benefit from World Bank assisted scholarship program. Economic crunch. Afenifere wants ministries, departments, agencies to patronize local goods vehicles. Varsities senior workers beg federal government to pay withheld salaries. Nigeria backs action on unenforced ECOWAS judgments. Edo APC primary, Fayemi lost Tinubu, Ganduje slams Oshomole. Leadership award, call to better service. Tunji Ojo, return to parliamentary system, how feasible? Making profit and modeling. APC digging its own grave in Edo. Hardship, protesters loot truckloads of foodstuff in Niger. Igodalo emerges PDP candidate as Chaibu claims victory. NAFEM, forest inflow rises by 11.7% as Naira weakens to 1,571 Naira per dollar. FMC, Kafanchan bill, passes first reading in Senate. Euro 2024, Connie Kroos makes surprise return to German national team. Both reiterates commitment to enhancing driver experience and support innings growth. Y02 replaced Uzodinma as Edo primary election panel chair. APC. Zamfara governor shares Edo PDP primary election panel as Iguadalo emerges winner. Tinubu appoints Benga Alade as a new AMCON MD CEO. Tinubu's daughter to unveil Cross River Varsity building named after her. Cheyi Tinubu speaking up regardless. High food prices. Customs begin sale of seized food items to Nigerians. Federal government didn't give states 30 billion naira each for food security. Makinde replies Akpabio. Deputy Speaker Carlo Lords Senate for passing Southeast Development Commission bill. Rice Africa secures Somaliland government support to launch agri-tech solutions. EFCC arrests 48 varsity students, 2 others for alleged cybercrime in Para. Private varsities hit 149 as NUC approves 2 more. Army hospital shuts A&E department as hemographic fever claims fall in Kaduna. VIO to deploy artificial intelligence to manage traffic in FCT. Rings. FEMA cautions FCT residents against flood disaster. Federal government suspends cooking gas export to curb rising prices. P2B forced manner of Abure's arrest. Kaduna government confirms killing of wanted terrorist leader Boderi. 2 years after, Yoruba nation agitator Igoho returns to Nigeria for mother's burial. 2 years after, Yoruba nation agitator Igoho returns to Nigeria for mother's burial. Nigeria Biodiversity Conservation Alliance amongst OAU vet technologies. Olawuji. Nigeria Biodiversity Conservation Alliance amongst Obafemi Awolowo University vet technologies. Olawuyi. PDP primaries. Ogeida. Iham. Withdraws from Edo governorship race. 7 indigent University of Abuja students receive ASU scholarships. Edo Guba. Chaibu wins parallel PDP primary election. FEM collaborates with NAFDAC to unravel counterfeited products. Troops neutralize terrorist kingpins, others in Kaduna offensives. Messi stares Inter Miami past Salt Lake in MLS season opener. Danny Alves jailed for sexual assault. 1 dead, another missing as Niwa Lasawa rescue 15 from boat mishap in Lagos. Police releases Labour Party National Chairman Abure, detains Edo Share. Others conduct transparent primary. Edo elders tell APC, Governor Otu, 7 tips on how to make money with your car. Benefits, Nigeria benefits from 300 million pounds earmarked for African stability security. Nigeria benefits from 300 million pounds earmarked for African stability security. Binance addresses unusual currency movement. Analysts laud UBA's 1 trillion naira market capitalization milestone. Afrexim Bank, federal government signs a $1 billion memorandum of understanding for healthcare sector development. Tinubu appoints Gaga Nexim Bank ED. Naira gains strength at official market, closes at 1.542 per dollar. Customs FOU Zombie arrest 2, make seizures worth over 1.9 billion naira duty paid value. Federal government completes repairs on Tinkan Port Access Road. Forest license BDCs, laud security rates of street traders. Lawmakers make case for cement importation. Edo Guba NMPP screens 4 aspirants. Reps member Abase cancels birthday celebration over state of economy. Don't politicize insecurity in Benue. Onoje warns National Assembly cackles. Delta Speaker swears in 2 new members. And that's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. From the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to Vanguard newspaper. Alleged breach of contract. Court declines Davido's application for stay of proceedings. NLC blames IMF, World Bank for power sector crisis in Nigeria. Be patient. CBN working to strengthen Naira. Cardoso begs Nigerians. APC digging its own grave in Edo. Post Buhari, why Tinubu cannot afford to fail. Need for zonal development bodies. After the African Union Summit, Africa continues its drift. $2.4 billion asset sales. Host communities strengthen litigation against Shell. From wrecked to furnished classrooms, Mopa pupils leap for joy. The road to Hungerland. Be patient. CBN working with taking this. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Edo 2024. Igadolu, Chaibu emerge as a PDP governorship candidates for parallel primaries. Edo 2024, I will reach out to other aspirants to work for PDP. Igadolu. Region no longer marginalized, says Akpabio as Senate passes Southeast Development Commission bill. Governor Otu announces a fresh APC governor directs primaries in Edo. Abure released after 12 hours in police custody. Sunday, Igboho returns to Nigeria. Lagos to deploy 10,000 officials of Neighborhood Watch for State Police. Sanwo-Olu. Houses of some Lagos government officials were also demolished. Sanwo-Olu. Hardship. Soldiers fire gunshots as hoodlums loot truckload of foodstuff in Niger State. Emefiele demands apology. 25 billion naira from Akpabio over alleged defamation. NECA, oil marketers to federal government. Chon Pride, review fuel subsidy removal, flotation of naira. APC declares Edo Guba primaries inconclusive. IMF sees naira depreciating by 35% to 2,081 naira per dollar in official market. That's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. From the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. Lagos, Ogun police begin joint Lagos-Ibadan expressway patrol. Caught awards German illegally. Detained by NIS, 63.7 million naira, $10,000. ECOWAS court probes member states' disobedience to judgments. Kaduna Military Hospital shuts ward as demographic fever kills 4. Ogun unveils subsidized rice for residents. 2,122 Lassa fever cases recorded in 21 states. Nigerian Center for Disease Control. Sanwo-Olu approves work from home, slashes transport fare. 1,055 beneficiaries to get 150,000 naira grant each in Akpabio scheme. Hashtag 50th anniversary. Para lawmaker hails Punch incredible milestone. Obi, Labour Party lawmakers knock police after as Abure regains freedom. 2023, Cross River Police record 521 incidents, lose 5 personnel. Pro-Amechi APC faction denies defecting to PDP, working for Wike. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Tight security as APC collates Edo primary run results. Ex-Kwara Governor Ahmed chartered private jet with 1.6 billion naira EFCC. Ex-Kwara Governor Ahmed chartered private jets with 1.6 billion naira EFCC. Niger protesters loot food truck. Police warned against Ekiti rally. Palliatives palaver. Governors Atako Akpabio deny receiving federal government 1 trillion naira lifeline. Palliative palaver. Governors Tako Akpabio deny receiving federal government 1 trillion naira lifeline. Edo Igodalo emerges PDP candidate. Chaibu wins parallel primary. Outpouring of tributes for Akeredolu consoling brother. Outpouring of tributes for Akeredolu consoling brother. Kebi leaves Arugungu fire victims with 20 million naira. OML 30 jubilation as oil firms hand over upgraded PHC to community. Military, police, NEMA conduct search, rescue drills in rivers. Ohanese excited as Senate passes Southeast Development Commission bill. Keep private life away from social media. Done. Lagos State Government 6. Compliance with elevator safety standards. Francophone African women's writings encouraging creativity. Done. Francophone African women's writings encourage creativity. Done. Eno celebrates wife at 57. Commends her dedication, compassion. Don't engage in divisive campaign. Community electoral body wants candidates. Niger Delta youth decries slow implementation of Niger Delta Development Commission Hope Project. Power empowers 100 deceased police officers' families in Delta. Zookeeper killed by lion in 5,000 naira hazard allowance. NAAT chairman. End gas flaring in Delta community. Coalition tells Tinubu NMPCL. Don't cut deal with federal government. Forum warns labor leaders. And that's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning. From the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Daily Post newspaper. Tinubu reconstitutes management teams in the Ministry of Communications, Digital Economy. Police distribute anti-hunger protests in Jigawa. Police disrupt anti-hunger protests in Jigawa. Para State University disowns a missing student. Security operatives neutralize bandits. Rescue 332 restored animals. Economic hardship. Your policy is not properly thought through. Catholic bishops knock Tinubu. 400,000 policemen inadequate to secure Nigeria's huge population. Abbas. Governors not aware of 30 billion naira additional allocation. Makinde replies Akpabio. Youth group warns against traditionals to rotation in Taraba. Governor Sule approves 750 million naira for Nasarawa Health Insurance drug revolving scheme. Zamfara, police vow to end insurgency in 3 months. Accountable judicial systems solution to coup plots. Tinubu to ECOWAS judges. Accountable judicial system solution to coup plots. Tinubu to ECOWAS judges. Governor Bago expresses willingness to step on toes to build new Niger. And that's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. From the Daily Post newspaper, we'll flip over to the Sun newspaper. Military warns against clamor for coup over economic hardship. Military warns against clamor for coup over economic hardship. Afenifere suggests ways out of hardship. Sanwo-Olu releases pressure easing measures in Lagos. Food crisis. Federal government didn't give states 30 billion naira each. Makinde replies Akpabio. Edo PDP Guba primaries threw up 2 candidates. Senate passes Southeast Development Commission bill. NIWA rescues 15 passengers as 1 dies, missing in Lagos boat mishap. I have no hands in Abure's arrest. Abata, ex-MBA chairman. Nasarawa, police bust hideout of suspected internet fraudsters. Arrest 10. Alert, suspected hemographic fever kills 4 in Army Hospital in Kaduna. Organized labor suspends 2 days old strike in Niger. Conflicts. Chief of Defense Staff sues for peaceful coexistence in southern Kaduna. Show compassion to ignorant local offenders. Kanu Emir pleads with custom officers. Funtua, inland dry port, ready for commissioning. Federal government. Economic hardship. Federal government says 68.3 billion naira disbursed to households as wage awards. Police released arrested Labour Party national chairman. Senator Ned Nwoko's chief of staff provides updates on the lawmakers' agenda, discusses legislative priorities. Community to experience street light as David Ekumo celebrates birthday. Matawale commends army over killing of notorious kidnap kingpin in Kaduna. 70-year-old woman alleges attempted rape by expert in Oshun. 70-year-old woman alleges attempted rape by expert in Oshun. Imo, Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps parades 2 men for suspected ritual cult activity. Niger, gunmen on rampage in Niger communities kill 3, abduct 65 people. Alleged defamation. MFLA threatens Akpabio with 25 billion naira lawsuits. Crisis. Umahi absolves Tinubu of hardship. Says it's everybody's problem. Police. Non-implementation of revealed salary threat to industrial crisis. Academic staff of Polytechnic. More varsity students embrace health insurance in Delta. Opunnabe community rise NSA dismisses allegations of oil bunkering against SWAT. Silver. PAP. Completion of vocational skills centers will usher in our mandate. Ndiomo. Edo 2024 Labour Party governorship aspirant Okokoni quits race, cites insecurity. Edo APC Guba primaries top aspirants reject Governor Uzodimma. Ex-PDP presidential aspirant urges Tinubu to tackle Nigeria's hardship. Ojeifo takes over as customs area controller in Kwara. Ex-aide to Ogun. Governor emerges APC Youth League president. And that's the much we can take from the Sun newspaper this morning. You're listening to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We'll now go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Love my friend, nutritious and delicious. Love my friend, energizing and refreshing. Love my friend, the aroma is so yummy. Love my friend, it's a friend for the family. Sweetie, sweetie, love my friend. Yummy, yummy, love my friend. Sweetie, sweetie, love my friend. Yummy, yummy, love my friend.
Love my friend, a family love produced under a good hygienic environment with NAFDAC approval. Love my friend produces enough milk and honey that makes it sweet and yummy. Love my friend energizes, refreshes, and nourishes the body. It's a family love. Love my friend, a product of Love by Foods and Beverages Limited in Novi, located at number 1 Umusu Manufacturers, Umuru Novi, Anambra State. Phone 0814 982 8254. Love my friend. Eat healthy, live healthy.
Sweetie, sweetie, love my friend. Yummy, yummy, love my friend.
Creation bow down, adore him our King.
Oh, yes. Omunya, are you ready? Omunya Citywide Crusade. Ọ ga-adị egwu, ọ ga-adị kpọkpọ. Omunya nakwa obodo niile gbara ya okirikiri ga-adị ịhụta mbitụ aka Chineke n'ụzọ ga-adị ebube. Dịka Evangelist John Oka ga-atụ dan n'Omunya iji wee chịkọba ọgbakọ oziọma mkpụrụ abalị abụọ ga-ada ụda akpọrọ 2 Nights of Solution. Abalị abụọ iji wee weta ogbo nyere nsogbu gị niile. Isiokwu ya bụ Enough is enough. Tell Ahab Elijah is here. O zuola, ọ tụọla ya. Amụghị nwa gị ahụ atụọla ya. Ọnọdụ ụbịam, o mebiri machi ekwe gị ahụ atụọla ya. Nrịanrịa ahụ na-emekpa gị ahụ, nsogbu nke ezinụlọ, abụmọnụ, alụghị di maọbụ nwaanyị n'oge kwesịrị. Ha niile ga-abịa n'isi njedebe maka na eluigwe esugo ya stamp. Cheta na ọ bụ Apostle Dr. John Oka ka Chineke ga-ejikwara ngwa ọrụ n'ọgbakọ oziọma a. Ọ ga-amalite n'abalị 23 wee ruo n'abalị 24 nke ọnwa Febrụwarị afọ a. Ọ ga na-amalite ma o jiri ọkara gafeta elekere 4 nke mgbede n'ụbọchị ndị a niile, ebe ọ ga n'ime ebunilo ndị ichie họl dị n'Ụmụnya. Maka ajụjụ kpọọ 0703 3881 221. Kpọrọ ndị ezinụlọ gị, kpọrọ ikwu na ibe gị, bịa sonye n'ihe omume a maka na Elijah nọ n'ebe a. Jizọs bụ eze.
Country people, another ogbonge opportunity don land for you to secure your own landed property for better location with small money before price go carry you go where you don't know. This one na legit info from the stables of Robin Fave Concept Limited. I know say you don't sabi that name by now. Robin Fave Concept Limited, now big name for this real estate business. We get the track record and we dey deliver for everything we talk. Now we bring you Blessed Garden Estate, phase 1 and phase 2. Now we still bring you Airlight Garden Estate and Unique Garden Estate. All these estates, they the capital city of Delta State, and people wey sabi levels don't buy them finish. But no worry, because land no dey finish. And our work na to direct you go where you go get the best value for your money. This time, we don't carry am come your domot with the brand new Golden City Garden Estate, Otulu, just 2 minutes from Akuku Igbo local government secretariat. This one na confirmed premium estate when you fit get with small money when no go turn your eye at all. Just 350,000 naira for one plot inside our special promo when they on now. From now till 2 weeks time, this estate dey for Otulu off Asaba Benin Expressway, just 2 minutes from Asaba Housing Estate and 5 minutes from Wichtech Group of Companies. Golden City Garden Estate dey for good location when be say na only 20 minutes e go take from Coca Junction flyover, 10 minutes from Asaba International Airport, and e no far from the express road. For inside Golden City Garden Estate, you go enjoy light and water 247. The environment clean and the day serene for you and your family with good road network and street light go dey shine for every corner. You no go worry about security because solid fence dey around the estate and security men when them train wella go man the gate 247. On top that one, recreational center dey for your maximum relaxation. Wetin you dey wait for? Waka come Robin Fave Concept Limited office make you collect your own plot inside the brand new Golden City Garden Estate. Because special promo dey on now, and for this promo season, you go get 464 square meters of land when be 50 by 100, one floor for only 350,000 naira. This promo now for only 2 weeks, so no dull yourself. With only 350k, you don't become landlord inside this correct estate for we capital city. Call us today for 081 68 32 2403. That is 081 68 32 2403. I say 081 68 32 2403. Once you pay, we go allocate your land, give you sharply, plus give you deed of assignment, register survey plan, and government approved decision. When go show say even government confirm what we do, you no get anything to worry about. Now we dey run am. If you no get all the money to pay now, you fit dey pay small for the one wey they call installment payment plan. Whether na 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months, as long as you no go turn your eye, better payment plan dey for you to choose. Take advantage of this special promo when they on now unto say one plot of land 464 square meters now only 350,000 naira. Because once this promo end, the price go increase small, and the promo now just 2 weeks it go last. Secure the future for you and your family. Buy your own land today. Make yourself become landlord inside the new Golden City Garden Estate, Otulu, when be only 2 minutes from Akuku Igbo Local Government Secretariat. Come our office when they inside the Mock Petrol Station, Kilometer 8 at Saba Benin Expressway at Saba, Delta State. Or call us on top 081 68 32 23. That is 081 68 32 2403. I say 081 68 32 2403. Now, Robin Fave Concept Limited, they develop Golden City Garden Estate.
You're welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as we're live at Ebon at 3.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of the live video. You can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. We are on to the Nation newspaper. Military wants coup advocates. Lassa fever kills 4 at Army Hospital in Kaduna. Makinde attacks Akpabio over 30 billion naira claim. Senate passes Southeast Development Commission bill. Federal government incessant strike calls can scare investors away. Federal government incessant strike calls can scare investors away. Governor for trial over 1.6 billion naira blown on chartered jets. We are monitoring situation, says government. Senate confirms Cardoso. 11 other CBN's MPC members stop free floating of naira. Olawapo Hashim tells federal government the poor, elderly, vulnerable to get free allocation. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper. Customs sells a 25 kg bag of rice for 10,000 naira. Farmers to get more fertilizer. Security support. Team wins cup at Lagos Polo Tourney. Arewa states doing little despite more cash. Train girls to lead, says Tinubu's aide. Governor's wife. Alleged contract breach. Court rejects Davido's bid to halt case. Wema Bank boosts trade with importer-exporter forum. Nigerians need reorientation. Alliance consoles colleagues, family. Army. Alarm over plots to sabotage contract. And that's the much we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning. From the Nation newspaper, we'll flip over to this day newspaper. Tinubu No going back on economic reforms until vision for nation is achieved. Economic hardship. Sanwo-Olu intervenes, reduces working days for civil servants. Ighodalo emerges Edo PDP candidate. Defense chief. Those calling for coup are evil people. Do not mean well for Nigeria. Economy expanded in quarter four, buoyed by 95.3% non-oil contribution. Federal government $1.1 billion needed for rehabilitation of 100-year Tinkan port. Order almost ready. Federal government moves stoppage of LPG export over escalating gas prices in Nigeria. Monthly allocation. FAAC shares 1.149 trillion naira to federal government, states, local governments, defense chiefs who have taken this. Still on the stories making headlines on this day newspaper this morning, airlines call for suspension of local content in $2 billion aircraft insurance cover. NIA disagree. Federal government urged to replace presidential jet over cost of maintenance. Afrexim Bank to launch a currency trading platform to bridge $50 billion intra-Africa trade gap. PalmPay raises concern over increasing rate of cyber fraud. IATA weather company collaborates on data solutions. The many challenges of Nigerian airlines. Dana Air introduces exclusive rewards for club members. And that's the much we can take from this day newspaper. From this day newspaper, we'll flip over to Nigerian Tribune. Zamfara governor shares Edo PDP primary election as Ighodalo emerges Guba candidate. Para governor presents another 500 mattresses to NYSC. Dignitaries converge at Owo town for Akeredoru's Christian Wake. Poverty, major causes of drug abuse in Nigeria. Mawa Ekiti government moves to address a rising cost of commodities, set up task force. Senate seeks details on how NSIA invested $1.5 billion remittance. Civil service reforms. Gombe government hires over 400 biometric attendants, supervisors. Food security. Mobosi Holdings. AFAN target 3,322 e-way housing system. Bauchi government pays compensation to those affected by flyover bridge construction. Developer partners or your government to transform 27,000 acres in Ogbomosho land. Senate passes Southeast Development Commission bill. Cross River police recorded 521 cases of kidnapping, robbery, others in 2023. Commissioner of Police. Kalu commends Senate for passing Southeast Development Commission bill. Food crisis. Federal government didn't give each state 30 billion naira. Makinde replies Akpabio. And that's the much we can take from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. That will also mark the conclusion of all that we have for you on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We will now flip over to our WhatsApp portal for more reactions. From our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message. It's coming from Famous Christian and is joining us from Ifite village at Guluzibo. We have a message. It's coming from Comrade Manli Oduago from Udumobosi, and he says, my fellow country people, honestly, on daily basis, I am preoccupied with the thoughts of Nigeria, thoughts about the draconian effects of the economic quagmire on the Nigerian populace. I have been forced by the night marriage nature of how is of what is happening to ask the one inevitable question: will Nigeria survive this ongoing hardship? This question is a product of several days of soul searching and meditation. Like the Babrika Rachel, I have wept for Nigeria and I have refused to be consoled. My heart is engrossed on what we can do to overcome this economic imbroglio, as our president and his economic planners are not evolving any solution. Somebody somewhere should help solve this puzzle for me. How I wish I were in a position to help. May God see us through. Comrade Manli Oduago from Udumobosi. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It is coming from Chinedu Oneka, pastor, and he says, Sanwo-Olu launching of Mama Put food will never ease hunger nor suffering from the citizens. We, the citizens, deserve better than that. The citizens are the ones that voted all politicians into power. So we don't just need a temporary food. It can't ease any hunger nor suffering. give us job and good governance. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It is coming from Agonabo. He's joining us from Ofa Aguluzibo, and he says hardship and cost of living saga. Fix Nigeria and give us a Nigerian without corruption and a country without terrorists, incessant killing, hardship, where a protest is peaceful, where no Fulani farmers clash, where there is no tribalism, northern, south, east, and southwest sees themselves as one. This is a dream to fulfill. We are watching as things unfold. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message is coming from Honorable Obasi, aka Authority is More Than Power, and he says Obunike people demanding for constructing cave as a power generating plant by the federal government or Anambra state government is a work on development because it will help to upgrade Nigerian power megawatts to be standard, and also we also make power supply to be constantly within the vicinity around Obunike Cave. Very important. He continued and says, still on that, he says, Mr. Solution, the governor of Anambra State, I also want to say kudos to Mr. Solution, the governor of Anambra State, for his good effort on the road construction in Anambra State. But my advice to him, he has to be supervising all the road contract from time to time, and that will make him to have a good road during his tenure. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It's coming from Maluto Patrick from Munteje, and it says, I think Governor Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State has done well by asking civil servants in the state to work 3 days in a week. And I'm very optimistic that the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, will do the same to the civil servants in the state, considering what they are passing through. I am equally elated on hearing that the Senate has passed the bill for the establishment of Southeast Development Commission. I think the Senate has to be commended for that, and I hope that when the bill gets to the table of the president for his assent, that the president will not hesitate to do that. On a final note, I am hopeful that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will heed the advice of Afenifere by taking serious steps to abate labor planned strike. Mwaloto Patrick from Munteje, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It is coming from Christian Ufundo from Onitsha, and he says a food crisis spike in Benue as hardship goes on. Yes, it is not strange to me because Fulani herdsmen have vowed not to allow the farmers in the state to drink and drop their crops. Anybody that tells you that he does not know the activities of Fulani, the way you have to put it, some in the country would not help in the scarcity of foodstuff in the country, has not started telling himself the truth. Let us nip our problems from the bud and stop chasing shadows when the main object is at our reach. And he continued and says, APC declaring an election inconclusive must be because it went against them. APC should know that Nigeria is not their father's inheritance. He continued and says, police is fond of chasing internet fraudsters about because those people that are involved in the act are mainly poor youths from poor families. Can the police tell me that he has not idea that our leaders in this country have been doing more than what our youth are doing? Police should know that the youths are doing their own against those that have stolen our natural resources, but our leaders are stealing from their subjects. Now, which one is worse? Police do his work without fear or favor. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message that says military warning against a crisis is just talking to nobody. They all know what is happening. Governor Makinde said the truth against Akpabio's open lies. That is the styles of leadership from APC from the beginning. Nigerians know about various lies that from APC men. Okay, from APC men. Poly Wizu from Onitsha. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We will now flip over to our SMS portal for more reactions. From our SMS portal this morning, we have a message that says the Bola Ahmed Tinubu federal government and the DSS are jokers by saying that they should start the trial of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu afresh when the court has acquitted and discharged him. It has not happened anywhere in the world, and it cannot start because of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, a child. Okay, this is coming from Abuchi from Oka. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, let's see if we can get to more reactions from our SMS portal. From our SMS portal, we have this message coming from Alaket Adams Ubinna. And it says, what happened to the victims of Fulani Mwalauda's attack in Bokos on Mango area of Plateau State? Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, we have this message that says, I urge President Tinubu and his cabinet to urgently invite foreign security experts for protection of life and properties of the masses, since Nigeria lack efforts to protect his citizens. Wingate Ikechukwu Mwakeze from Okozo, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We also have this message. It is coming from Aja from Odume, and it says, kudos to service chiefs that is plotting coup. Okay, that is talking, that's not what he says. He spoke against the coup itself. And he says, in this wicked, okay, that's not what we gave you as a news. But he continued and says, Labour Party should know that Abure is the most, he says, saboteur that works for APC. They campaign, they watch Tinubu on how he go handle Igoho on his return. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message coming from Honorable Onyedeka Osakwe, and he says, any strike action proposed by NLC and TUC is nothing but a pure deceit, as they only aim at who will give them bags of Ghana must go filled with money. Our Naira has now become a rose flower that appears and disappears when sun rises. MFLA is demanding for apology because he is not in prison upon various heinous crimes he committed. Anybody accused by the EFCC of crime must go must go scot-free, since he has some remnants of the looted money to dish out. The Southeast bill passed into law is just a mere white paper project, as it is going to inflict crisis amongst the Igbo communities. He continued and says, the Honorable Osakwe continues and says, the inferno brewing up in Edo State about election is only the kind of innovation our nation needs, and that is where you will witness okay, your message is not complete. Okay, witness the flow of various looted funds. The promise of hope by the federal government is like a promise given on Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. On our SMS portal, we have this message. It's coming from Iweka Epanye from Ikengo Gidi. And it says, call for strike will scare investment. Sometimes I ask if the politicians in this country are really human. The hunger going on in Nigeria is not in their agenda. People are dying on daily basis, and they are showing they are showing concern. No good policies by APC. Yet they are. Your message is not complete. But okay, that's just the message there. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we'll flip over to our Facebook portal for more reactions, and we have a message. It's coming from Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara, and she says, all these beg, we are tired of hearing them. If they don't know how to handle the myriads of problems, they should throw in the towel. Doesn't the chief of defense know where to channel his warning on coup? How does that concern the masses? These people self. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Dr. Mrs. Mma from Owerri. On our WhatsApp portal, we have this message. It's coming from Obiora from Okozo, and it says, federal government give governors 30 billion for food security. Does it make sense? Why not use it to build industry and factory for the young youths to be employed in order to reduce crimes, drugs abuse, and hunger? APC as a political party lack capacity, experience, visions, and credibility to fix this country called Nigeria. The only thing APC is capable of doing is of protecting the terrorists and bombing the innocent citizens, causing hunger and poverty, arresting and killing protesters, manipulating the judiciary and security agencies, producing the greatest liars and heartless people. If you want to know the people that are the problem of Nigeria, look at APC. I believe that it is God that brings them together for us to know who is our problem, and we have known them all. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. On our SMS portal, we have this message coming from Darlington Ngarochukwu, and it says the way APC is ruling this country, it's like they are planning for coup. We are waiting to see their plan. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Airborne at 103.5 FM. Remember, it comes your way weekdays in the morning. Once is 7 o'clock, so keep a date and don't touch the dial of Airborne at 103.5 FM. Once is 8:20. This morning, we'll be back with Birthday Splash. Till we meet again, I am Martin. Have a wonderful morning.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Ebonadi FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be.
Our government,
Street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community. Street report is here with hardcore journalists to get to the roots of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin Ifanyu, as our number the 4 PM on Ebonadi 103.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds in your face. On Martin Ebonadi corner 24/7, 24/7.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebonadi 103.5 FM with Martin Ifanyu every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of from various political parties on political process, views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebonadi 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
Nwanne m ndị oyibo si home is where the heart is. Anyị wee bulie aga n'Igbo wee sị nwanne ebe ife ọma dị ụgbọ na-aga aga ka anyị na-eso. Nwanne every time m batara Anambra ka m nọlụ nwa aṅụlị obi m na-akụ Resident Leofi n'ogidi egbugo m. Nwanne they cannot disappoint. Ịbata na residency ifunu rooms and suites luxuriously furnished. Nwanne ka m gwa gị nke bụ eziokwu, Residency Hotel nwere a restaurant ọ na-abịa ịbata dị asaa abụọ gị local and intercontinental fruits and beverages ọ ga-abịa ilisie ido arụ. Nwanne baezenụ na bar where you are served with drinks, wines and spirits brewed in different parts of the world. In the midst of everything, security is 24/7. Residency Hotel Leofino Gidi, Dinner Kilometer 13, Old Enugu Onitsha Express Road. Call them on 081 40 933 512. Residency Hotel Leofino Gidi, Ebano and Ebenemer.
Family is the foundation of the society. Now, this ezinụlọ n'ebe ọ na-adị 103.5 FM bụ ebe anyị ga na-etinye anya n'okwu gbasara ezinụlọ.
Papa, mama, na ụmụaka maka